Students, let's start out with the arithmetic progression. So already we started with this chapter yesterday and I got a positive response for that. So many students joined. So in the same way, I'm waiting today also for your support. Get connected so that we can explore more. So here, in this chapter, as I told, so yesterday we covered up to 7 questions and there was positive support where I got with many new connectors who joined me and then even supported by responding in positive way. Answers were given by them. So the same kind of support I'm willing to have today also. If you recall back, yesterday we covered with the first formula, how we can find the term. If you recall, like yesterday when we were solving, we covered with the first formula, that is an is. We started with the first formula of arithmetic progression, an a plus n minus 1 d. So here, let's continue with the same. As I explained you, A stands for first term here and N stands for number of term and D is common difference, if you remember. And in this, we covered questions up to 8th one. Okay, up to 7th question we covered, where the first term, find the 31st term of AP whose 11th term is given 38 and 16th term was given 72. We completed all those questions. So now we are going to start out with the question number 8. So here in question number 8, it is given AP consists of, so here in 8th question, it's given like AP consists of 50 terms. So here n is given 50. This is 8th question we are starting. So given AP consists of 50 terms, and next whose third term is 12 and last term is 106. 12th term, that is A12 is whose third term is 12. So here A3 is given 12. This is first equation. And last term, so instead of giving like 50th term is 106, they gave last term is 106. So here we can conclude like A50 is 106. This is our second equation. So let's prepare two equations out of this. So here, related to the first one, A3 is 12. So A, if you remember, I told you like whatever the term will be given, we need to subtract 1 from that. So here A3 is given. So we can write it like A plus 2D is 12. So this is our first equation. A50 is given 106. So this we will consider A plus 49D 106. This is second equation. We got two equations here. Now let's solve them by elimination method. So we'll change the sign. Here A will get cancelled as they are opposite signs. Now plus minus minus. Here the bigger number is negative. So we'll get the sign as minus 47D is equal to subtracting 12 from 106. So it's 94. That's also minus. Now D is minus 94 upon minus 47. Both minus will get cancelled. 47 2s are 94. So here we got both the values. Now after getting value of d, putting the value of d in equation 1. So our first equation is a plus 2d is 12. A plus 2d, we got 2, so replace d with 2 is 12. Now a plus 4d is 12. So value of a is 12 minus 4, thus it is 8. We got the value of a and d. Here we need to find out what is 29th term. So here the final question is find 29th term. It was given APs consist of 50 terms. Third term was given 12. Last term was given 116. We need to find 29th term. So as per the equation, how we can find out 29th term? So we need to find out a29. So equation will be a plus 29 minus 1 is 28d. So this we need to calculate. So this we are finding a, we got 8, 28 multiplied by 2. So finally 8 plus 56. Now add them together. So thus the final answer is 64. So what is 29th term? Thus 29th term of AP is 64. So this is our final answer. Therefore 29th term of AP 64. So this is the first question which we completed. Now let's move with next question. So here in second question, it is given find if third and ninth term of AP are 4 and minus 8, which term of AP is 0? So for this question, here it is given if third term. So let's start out with the given part here. This is question number 9. Third term of AP, third term is given 4. So we can write like A3 is 4. This is our first equation. Then the next is given, its ninth term, A9 is minus 8. And we need to find out which term of AP will be 0. So here AN we need to find which is 0. AN is given 0, N is question mark. A3 is given 4, A9 is given minus 8. We need to find the value of N where AN is 0. Which term of AP will be 0? So that's the final question. So let's move out with the solution. So whenever two conditions will be given, as I told you, like we'll be starting out with equation. So here A3 is 4. So equation will be A plus 3 minus 1, 2D as 4. Next A9 is given minus 8. So second equation will be A plus 9 minus 1, that is 8D is minus 8. So let's solve them, changing the sign. So A will get cancelled. Now plus minus minus, bigger number is negative, so it will be minus 6D. And 8 plus 4, it's 12. Therefore D is 12 upon minus 6, so it's minus 2. We got the value of D here. After getting the D, we need to put that value in any one of the equation. So here putting value of D in equation 1. So equation 1 is 1 plus 2D is 4. Replace 2 with D with minus 2. Thus it is A minus 4 is 4. So A is shifting this 4 towards right. So it's plus 4. Thus it is 4 plus 4, 8. We got the value of A. So here we got the value of A also and we got the value of D also. So after getting the value of A and D, we need to find the nth term. Okay, which term is 0? We need to find the value of n. So let's frame the next equation. So here it is given an is 0. Formula of an, a plus n minus 1 d. It's given 0. So here a, we got 8. We need to find the value of n minus 1. D we got minus 2. So let's calculate the value of n here. So whenever you're getting equation in this form, as I told in yesterday's class, we'll be shifting 8 towards right. So here if I'll be shifting 8 towards right, it's positive, so its sign will change to negative. N minus 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 8. So here it is n minus 1 minus 8 upon minus 2. Both will get cancelled. So it's 4. Therefore, n is 4. Shifting 1 that side. So it's plus 1, 5. So its fifth term will be 0. Which term of AP is 0? That's question mark. So its fifth term is 0. Therefore, final answer is A5 is 0. So n is 5. This we completed with question number 9. Now let's start out with question number 10. In question number 10, it is given the 17th term of AP exceeds its 10th term. 17th term exceeds its 10th term. So whenever you find exceed word, so how we are going to solve it? So here it is given in 10th question, 17th term exceeds tenth term by 7. So we need to find common difference. So how we are going to solve this question? If this kind of question is given in MCQ, directly we will solve it. If it is for the long answer type, we need to write in detail. So if the same question is for MCQ, how we are going to solve? So if it is MCQ pattern, then directly subtract both the numbers, whole multiply by d is their difference. Here it was given 17th term exceeds 10th term. So 17 minus 10 multiply by d is 7. Now subtract them. 17 minus 10, it's 7. 7d is 7. So d is 7 upon 7, 1. So finally we got d as 1. If the same question they'll ask in long question type, so we are going to write it in little detail. So for that kind of question, 17th term is given. According to question, A17 will be A plus 17 minus 1 D. That is A plus 16D. Now A10, it's A plus 10 minus 1 D. So A plus 9D. Further it is given 17th term exceeds. So we mean like difference between both the terms is 7. So here A17 minus A10 is 7. Replace their values. A17 we got as A plus 16D. So it's A plus 16D minus A plus 9D is equal to 7. Now open the bracket. A plus 16D minus A plus minus minus 9D is equal to 7. Now here A will get cancelled. 16 minus 9. 16 minus 9, it's 7. 7D is 7. Thus D is 7 upon 7, 1. So finally, value of D is 1. So this is like how the questions are asked. If it is asked in MCQ pattern, we'll be solving it directly. If it is asked in detailed question, you need to go with detailed explanation. Now the next question, question number 11. So here, which term of AP AP is consist of 3, 15, 27, 29. So here question number 11, it's given AP 3, 15, 27, 39 will be 132 more than its 54th term. So what do you understand by this question? Now here in this question it is given AP. So from AP first we can find what is A, what is the value of B, and the next part which we need to do, we need to find out 54th term. After getting 54th term, we'll add 132 to that answer, and again we will calculate what is n for that. So here they're asking which term of AP will be 132 more than 54th term. So repeating once again, ultimately n is question mark here. So let's find like what is given here. From the given values, from the AP we can write all the values. So here A is 3, B as I told it will be A2 minus A1, always from like consecutive number, successive number, we need to find the, from the successor we'll be finding predecessor. So here 15 minus 3, so thus it will be 15 minus 3, 12. We got the value of A, we got the value of B, and n to be 54. First calculate what is an. So here A 54. As I told, whatever the value will be there, directly we can write the equation A plus 53, B we need to calculate. 54 minus 1, that is n minus 1. n minus 1, here 54 minus 1 is 53. Value of A is 3, 53 multiplied by B we got 12. So it is 3 plus 636. Adding them together, so it's 639. We got the value of 54th term to be 639. Now the question is which term is 132 more than its 54th term. So we'll be adding both the values to get the an value. Now according to question, new an is 639 plus 132. So the question it was there, which term is 132 more than 54th term. So first we calculated what is 54th term. Then we'll be adding 132 to that. So if I'll add 132, so here it will be 871. Now we need to calculate the value of n. So let's find out. An is given 871. An formula is A plus n minus 1 D. It's 800. Okay, 771. A we got 3 here. N minus 1, value of D is 12, is 771. So whenever such kind of equations will be there, if you recall back, I told like first we'll be shifting the number. So here I'll be shifting 3 towards right. So n minus 1 multiplied by 12 is 771 minus 3. Now subtract them. So it is 768. Now n minus 1 will be 768 divided by 12. So 12 6 are 72, 12 4s are 48. We got the value of n minus 1 as 64. After getting the value of n minus 1, we can find the value of n. N will be 64, shifting this 1 towards right, plus 1. So it is 64 plus 1 is 65. So once again repeating, what was the question? Here AP was given 3, 15, 27, 39, so on, will be 132 more than 54th term. So first we calculated all the given terms. From the equation, first number will be A, 15 minus 3 will be D, that is D is A2 minus A1, n it's given 54th term. So n we will replace with 54. We need to find out what is 54th term. So formula of A54, it's A plus 53D. A is 3, replace it with 3 plus 53, D is 12. Now multiplying 53 and 12, it's 636. After getting the value, we need to add both. 636 plus 3, 639. We got A54 as 639. We need to find AN, which is 132 more than 54th term. Here we calculated 54th term as 639. So now we need to find AN. The new AN is 639 plus 132. So it's 771. We got AN as 771. After getting that value, put out the equation. A plus n minus 1 D is 771. So here A is 3, n we need to calculate. Value of D is 12. So first we'll be shifting A towards left. So thus we got the value of n minus 1 multiplied by 12 as 771 minus 3, which is 768. N minus 1 value will be 768 divided by 12. So we got that to be 64. After getting n minus 1 value, we need to find out what is n. So finally n is shifting 1 towards 64. So n is 64 plus 1, 65. So this is how we calculated nth term, or we calculated the value of n, which is 132 more than 54th term. So this is, we completed 11th question. Now let's start out with question number 12. So here question number 12, sometimes it is asked, but out of this exercise, these upper questions are very important. 12th, it is given 2 APs are there with the same common difference. Here 2 different APs are there. So let's consider question number 12. Let 2 APs be having first term as small a and capital A respectively. So here common difference is same. So common difference B, D for both the APs. Now further in the question it is given their common difference is same and difference of their 100 term is 100. According to question, difference of their 100 term. If I consider like first term to be small a, so A 100 minus capital A 100 is 100. This is given in question. And next we need to find out what is A 1000, difference between their 1000th term. So this is question mark. So let's start out with the solution here. A 100 minus A 100. If you remember, or if you want to write it in detail like equation form as you did earlier, for A 100, as the first term is small a plus 100 minus 1, common difference is D, that is n minus 1D, minus capital A plus 100 minus 1 D, it's 100 as per question. Now let's solve it. A plus 100 minus 1 is 99D, minus A plus minus minus 99D is equal to 100. Now we can cancel out D as they are with opposite sign. 99D will get cancelled. So finally A minus capital A is 100. So let this be equation 1. We got the value of 2 AP's differences. Now here further if you move, the main question was what is the difference between A 1000 and what is the difference between their 1000th term. So again we'll replace a 1000 in the same way in equation form as a plus 1000 minus 1 d minus capital A plus 1000 minus 1 d. So this we need to calculate. So here a plus 1000 minus 1 is 999 d minus a, so just open out this bracket, minus a, 1000 minus 1 is again 999, so it's minus 999 d. Now both these will get cancelled. So here ultimately we reach back as a minus a only, and that we already got 100. So from equation 1 we can replace this with 100. So a minus a is 100. This how we got from equation 1. So this is what we need to find out. So this is the final conclusion, final answer. Therefore, difference between two APs, difference between 1000th term of two APs is 100. So this is final answer. We completed with 12th question. Let's start out with 13th question. This 13th question onwards, they are very interesting, and moreover, they are most important questions of this exercise. So here, question is, how many 3 digits numbers are divisible by 7? So question is, question number 12, how many 3 digit numbers are there which can be divided by 7? So how we are going to find out what will be the first term and what will be the last term? So 3 digit numbers, they starts from 100 and last 3 digit number is 999. So what do you mean by 3 digit numbers? Here we are counting the digits. So first digit is 100, last digit is 999. So to find like what is the first number which can be divided by 7. So let's divide. So if I'll divide 100 by 7, 7 ones are 7. Here remainder is 3. If I'll bring 0, 30 doesn't come in 7 table. So we can change it to 5. So 7 5s are 35. So this, the number is getting completely cancelled. So the first 3 digit number which can divided by 7 is 104. Now moreover, this 999 does not come in 7 table. Again we'll check it by dividing. So 7 ones are 7. Now bringing 9, 7 4s are 28, 1. Here if it is 9, it will not come in 7 table. So if it could be 4, then we could have divided it with 7. So instead of 9, it should be 4. So the last number is 994. This is how we calculated what is first term and what is last term. Here we got all the required things. So let's move out with the equation. A is 105. An or the last term is 994, 3 digit number which is divided by 7. And as we are using the difference as 7, numbers are being divided by 7. So common difference will be 7. So here the common difference is 7. These are the 3 things which we need in AP. First term is needed, last term is needed, or an, common difference is needed. We have all the 3 values here. After getting all the 3 values, we can find out how many numbers are there. So when they are asking how many numbers, so this is nothing but term is being asked. So n is question mark. Now equation as usual. So as I told, like this chapter is very simple, where the whole like exercise is revolving around this simple first equation only. An is a plus n minus 1 d. So the thing is like you need to learn how to apply all the values. Once if you learn like what is a, what is n, what is d, this whole exercise will seems to be very simple for you. So here we got the value of a as 105. So let's replace it with 105. Last term already we got 994. So replace an with 994. N is question mark. D is 7. So as earlier explained, we'll be shifting 105 towards left. So it's 994 minus 105 is equal to n minus 1 multiplied by 7. Now subtract both the values. So here 14 minus 5 is 9. Then carry out. So 8 and then 8. After reaching to the step, we need to divide the number by 7. So here n minus 1 will be 889 divided by 7. So it's 7 ones are 7. So we got this to be 127. After getting the value of n minus 1, we can find n as, this 1 will be shifting towards left. So it's 127 plus 1. Thus it is 128. So recall back, what was the question? Here the question was, how many terms are there? How many 3-digit numbers are there which can be divided by 7? So there are 128 3-digit numbers which can be divided by 7. So final answer, 128 3-digit numbers can be divided by 7. So this is final answer. Now let's move out with the next question. Here in next question, it's given how many multiples. So again the same kind of question here. How many multiples of 4 lie between 10 and 250? So here, how many multiples of 4? So if they will give like how many numbers can be divided by 7, so we consider D as 7. Here they are asking like how many numbers are there in between 4 and number can be divided by 4 in between 10 to 250. So this is the range, and divisible of 4 we need to find out. So 4 here is common difference. We know that 10 doesn't come in 4 table. So the first number which is after 10 which comes in 4 table is 12. So this is our A. Moreover, 250 does not come. So for such kind of questions, I told you like by division you can find out whatever the remainder will be there, that can be subtracted and the last term can be calculated. So here 4 6 are 24, 4 2 are 8. So remainder is 2. Subtract 2 from 250. So it's 248. Here we got the range. First term to be 12 and the last term to be 248, which are dividing with 4. So they are divisible by 4. So A is 12. Common difference as we are finding with 4. So common difference is 4. And AN, last term is 248. We got all the values. We need to move out with the solution here. So let's apply the formula. AN is A plus N minus 1 D. Now here the values, AN is 248. Value of A is 12. N minus 1 and D is 4. So finally, so whenever this kind of step you will reach, first always shift the number. So after shifting the number, calculations will be very simple. Instead of elaborating the equation, simplify it in simple way by shifting 12. So here 248 minus 12 is equal to n minus 1 whole multiply by 4. So subtracting both the values, thus it is 236 is equal to n minus 1 whole multiply by 4. Now to get the value of n minus 1, we'll divide both the numbers. So it's 236 divided by 4. See how simple. Whenever you start out with this kind of questions, always shift this number first. After shifting, subtract them and divide the number. And finally, you can find out what is the value of n here. So here, 4 5s are 20, 4 9s are 36. So n minus 1 is 59. So n is 59 plus 1. Thus, value of n is 60. Here, we got the value of n as 60. Now, after getting the value of n, so this was only the question, like how many numbers are there in between 10 and 250 which can be divided by 4. So final statement will be there are 60 numbers in between 10 and 250 which can be divided by 4. So final answer, there are 60 numbers which can be divided. Now moving to next question. So this was our 14th question. Now next 15th question. This is also one of the important question. In 15th question it is given for what value of AP. So here two APs are given. 15th question 63, 65, 67, so on. This is first AP. 3, 10, 17. This is second AP. They are asking like for which value of n both the APs will have the same, both the APs are equal. So here n is asked. So we are going to find out what is the nth term in both the APs. For first case, first term is 63. So let's start out with the equation. A plus n minus 1 d. As they have given, their nth term is equal. So here two different APs are there. For first term, for the first equation, I used as small a. So here we'll be using it as capital A, n minus 1, and common difference to be 1's small d, and in the second case it is capital D. Now prior to the solution, write down all the values. Here the small a is 63, small d is common difference, so we need to subtract them. 65 minus 63, it's 2. Capital A, second equation, so it's 3. Capital D is 10 minus 3, 7. Now put out their values. So here A is 63, n minus 1, d we can replace with 2. For the second case, capital A is 3, n is question mark here, capital D is 7. Now let's solve the equation here. 63. So you are solving. So open out the bracket. 2 multiplied by n is 2n minus 2 is equal to 3 plus 7 multiplied by n is 7n minus 7. Now bring all n together. So here 2n minus 7n is equal to 3 minus 7 is minus 4. 63 minus 2, it's 61. If we shift that side, it will be minus 61. Minus will get added, so it's minus 65. Subtracting both the numbers. While subtraction, we need to remember like 2 minus 7, it's minus 5. Big number sign to be taken. Minus will get cancelled. So n is 65 upon 5. It's 13. Thus the value of n is 13. Recall back question again. So there the question was for which two APs are there. Their nth term is equal. Find n. So we made like their nth term to be equal. It was given in the question. Their nth term is equal. So we compared their nth term. And finally we calculated the value of n. This is also one of the important question of this exercise. Next, question number 16. Here in question number 16, it is given, determine the AP whose third term is 16 and seventh term exceeds fifth term by 12. So here third term is given 16. So A3 is given 16. This is given part. Next is given seventh term exceeds fifth term. So A7 minus A5 is 12. If you remember, already we did this kind of questions where the difference between two terms were given. So here A7 minus A5 is 12. So how we can calculate A7? If you remember, I told you like if it is MCQ type of question, directly we'll subtract both the numbers and we'll put D and we can find the value of D. So here A7, that is 7 minus 5 whole multiplied by D is 12. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2D is 12. So the value of D is 12 upon 2, 6. Here we got the value of D as 6. After getting the value of D, here A3 is given 16. We can put out the value of D and A can be calculated. Here the question was determine AP. We need to write sequence. For sequence, we need the value of A and D. So let's find out what is A. Here A3 is given. So equation will be A plus 2D. If you remember, whatever the number is there, I said we need to subtract 1 from that. So 3 minus 1 will be 2. So it is 2D is equal to 16. Now A plus, we got the value of D as 6, which is 16. Now multiply it, 6 2s are 12 is equal to 16. So finally A is 16 minus 12, thus it is 4. We got the value of A and we got the value of D also. Now we need to write AP. How AP can be written? First we need to write the first term, go on adding D to that. So here if I'll add 6 to 4, it will be 10. Again add common difference. So it's 10 plus 6, 16. Again add common difference. So it's 22. After writing 4 terms, you can make continuation. So put dots and leave. So this is AP which we need to find out. Now thus we completed question number 16. Now we need to move out with 17th question. So here in the 17th question, it is given, 17th question is like find the 20th term of the AP. So 17th question, here it is given, find 20th term from the last. So this is also important question as it is little different where you need to find number from the last. Sequence is given 3, 8, 13 up to 253. We need to find 20th term from last. So here when it is given from last, this last term will become A here as we are calculating term from the back. So here we can write A as 253. Now common difference simply as we calculate by subtracting the consecutive terms. So subtract here 8 and 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. The only thing you need to remember, whenever it is given from the last, we need to take opposite sign what we are getting for the D. So here we got D as 5. So we'll take D to be minus 5. Instead of plus 5, we need to take it minus 5. When it is asked from last, we'll consider it to be negative. If we are getting negative, make it positive. If it is positive, make it negative. We need to find 20th term. So n is 20. Already we have equation. So put the value in equation. A 20 we need to find out. What is the 20th term? So A20 formula is A plus 20 minus 1 D. So general formula is AN, A plus N minus 1 D. Here 20th term is there. So N I took as 20, 20 minus 1. So finally A, it's 253. 20 minus 1 is 19. Value of D is minus 5. So 253 minus 95. Now subtract both the values. So here 13 minus 5, it's 8. 14 minus 9, 5. So final answer is 158. Question was, what is the term from the last? So here 20th term from the last. If we go on subtracting 5, ultimately we'll reach to 158. 158 term is the 20th term from the last. So this is the answer for the 17th question. Now let's start out with question number 18. Question number 18, it was asked, sum of 4th and 8th term of AP is 24. Though here some word is used, students may get confused like as sum is there, we are going to apply sum formula. So here, though sum they are asking, but these questions are related to term only. So how you can find like this is related to term? Here in the sentence it is given sum of 4th and 8th term. Term word is used. So we are going to concentrate on term formula. Here sum of 4th and 8th term is 24. This is first equation. Second equation is given 6th term plus 10th term is 44. So let's apply equations here. As it is 4th term, so as per question, according to question, a plus subtract 1 from there. So 4 minus 1 is 3. A plus 3d plus 8th term is asked. So it will be a plus 8 minus 1, 7d is 24. Now a plus a, it will be 2a. 3 plus 7 is 10. 10d is 24. 2 can be taken common from whole. So let's take 2 common. So it is a plus 2 5s are 10 is 24. Divide them. So it got cancelled. So finally we left out with a plus 5d is equal to 12. This is our first equation. Now the second equation is 6th and 10th term is 44. For 6th term, a plus 5d. For 10th term, it will be a plus 10 minus 1, 9d is equal to 44. Now add them together. 2 times a plus 14d is 44. We can take 2 common. So here it is. A plus 7d is 44. Now cancel them. So finally it is 22. We got the equation as a plus 7d as 22. This is our second equation. Now we need to solve both the equations to get the value of a and d. So let's start out with that. 2a plus 5d is 12 and a plus 7d is 22. Solve both the equations by elimination method. So we are going to change the sign. A will get cancelled. So finally we are having 5 minus 7 minus 2. If signs are opposite, we need to subtract it and big number sign to be taken. 12 minus 22 plus minus minus, subtract them. So it's minus 10, always big number sign to be taken. So minus will get cancelled. D is 10 upon 2, 5. We got the value of D as 5. After getting the value of D, we'll put this in any one of the equation. So equation was a plus 5d. So let's move out with that. A plus 5d is 12, where we got the value of d as 5. So a plus 5 multiplied by 5 is 12. A plus 25 is 12. So finally a is 12 minus 25. So it is minus 13. We got the value of a. We need to write first 3 terms. We got the value of a and d. So how to make first 5 terms? So your first term will be minus 13. Subtract d from that. If 5 is subtracted from 13, it will be minus 8. Again 5 is subtracted. So it will be minus 3. So this is the sequence where we need to find out 3 terms. So this is we completed question number 18. Let's move with 19th one. So today we started with 5.2 and we covered from question number 8 onwards. So those who haven't attended and if they want to learn, once again go through with the solutions. You will get all this up to in yesterday also there was one session, and today one more session was taken. In that we completed with 5.2 fully. So those who want to learn arithmetic progression 5.2 complete exercise, they can go through with both the live sessions. If you like my way of explanation, so you can go through with both. Now 19th question is given. Subbarao started work in 1995 as a at an annual salary of 5,000. So here the salary is 5,000. So A is 5,000. This is our first term. Then he received an increment of 200. Increment is nothing but common difference. So D is 200 each year. In which year did his income will be 7,000? So that 7,000 is nothing but AN. AN is given 7,000. In which year is question mark? So N is question mark here. We need to find out the value of N. So let's move out with the equation. AN is A plus N minus 1 D. So here AN is 7,000, A 5,000 plus N minus 1 D value we need to find out. So N is in which year and D is given 200. So this kind of questions, as I told earlier, first we'll be shifting 5,000. So here shift 5,000 towards 7,000. So 7,000 minus 5,000 is equal to N minus 1 multiplied by 200. Now subtracting both the value, 7,000 minus 5,000 is 2,000, and shift this 200 in division. Upon 200 is N minus 1. Now cancel out them. So here N minus 1 is 2. So finally value of N is 10 plus 1, 11. So there the question was, in which year his salary will be 7,000. So final answer will be after 11 years. In which year did his income will reach to 7,000? He started with 1995. If we'll add 11 to that, so here it is. In 2006, his salary will be, in 2006, his salary will be 7,000. So final answer, in the year 2006, salary will be 7,000. So this is final answer. Now the last question of this exercise, question number 20 is given. Ramkali saved rupees 5,000 in the first week of the year and then increased her weekly saving by 1.75. So here she started saving with rupees 5 in a year. So here the first term, 20th question, A is given 5 and there is weekly saving of 1.75. So here D is 1.75, and finally they are asking when the saving will be. If AN is 20.75, then what about N? N is question mark. So again with the same equation we are going to start out this. AN, it's A plus N minus 1 D. Now value of AN is given 20.75, A is 5, N minus 1, D is 1.75. So for such kind of questions, if you remember, I told always we need to shift the number. So first we'll be shifting 5 towards left. So it's 20.75 minus 5 is equal to N minus 1 whole multiplied by 1.75. Now subtract both the numbers. It will be 15.75. While subtraction, always remember, like here, the value is after decimal. Don't put this 5 below 7. So we need to subtract whole, or if you are getting confusion, put decimal and 0. So in this way you can subtract it. So it's 15.75 is N minus 1 multiplied by 1.75. So value of N minus 1 will be 175. That is 15.75 divided by 1.75. Here both the numbers are having 2 digits after decimal. So we can cancel out the decimal. Now start out with the calculations. So cancel out both the values with 5. 5 3s are 15, 5 5s are 25. 5 7s are, so here 7 9s are 63. That's the final value of N. N is shifting this 1 towards right, N plus, that is 9 plus 1, 10. So that was the final question, what is the value of n for where first term will be 5, common difference, and an was given. So this is what we completed with this exercise. Now 5.2 is fully done. So those who attended today's session, lots of thanks to them for attending. If you have any confusion or if you want to learn any new chapter of 10th standard, if any 10th standard student is attending, if they are confused with any of the chapter of the 10th standard or any question, they can send in the comment section. So in the next session, I'll start out with that topic so that you can get the clear explanation. You can ask any chapter. So mostly I'll take the classes of 10th and 9th standard. If any confusion is regarding that, either in the science or maths, you can comment me. So we can start out with that chapter in our next session. Regularly, I'll be taking my live classes in between 4:30 to 5:30. So if there is any query, please comment me. So it will be very happy to know on to respond. Okay, thanks for watching. For more such videos, please like and subscribe so that I can come forward with much more nice explanation or the simple explanation which will be beneficial to you. Okay, thank you for watching. Now I'm winding my class.